Alright, let's continue. So we're gonna start with the neck now and try to get some wrinkles out of it. And let's bring out some overlapping flesh over here. So it's going to define it some texture for the head. It's just a little bit. I'm not going further because we're going to do this all the details in the subdivision. Just adding some volume in it. Especially for the chin. Now in velociraptor you will find a lot of species and you will find a lot of design, and for the texturing part we're going to figure out because the real colors nobody knows it until if you see it in real. That is totally different. Gonna add the ribcage over here. So it just defines the stomach area, and you need to be a little bit careful. If you add it too much, that's completely fine. Just add the clay and keep building it. There we go. Let's come over here. I like the clay build-up, how it's add the texture for skin and muscles. Kind of a carving from the clay and how it just build up. I'm also going to turn on the back face mask, so it's not going to affect on the back polygons. And here are the knuckles. I want to make sure we just added the volume, so I'm going to hit the B and go to inflate, just giving some volume, a little bit more thickness over here. You don't want it too much thin over here because later on we're going to do the Z remesh and we want to make sure it comes out nicely. There we go. A little bit bump. There's a little bit bump over here. And this part should be more rounded. The deltoids. So this part comes deltoid over here. There we go. Oops, sometimes it happens when it's doing the autosave, and that's completely normal. And over here you can see there's a thin mesh, as you can see over here. So I'm going to hit S, and you can see it's pretty thin mesh, so I'm going to give a little bit inflate over here. We don't want that thin mesh over here. Can be a problematic. So let's redone a mesh, just smooth it out. Hit the S, comes out from the solo in. Let's just keep sculpting out. And I keep it loose and tight over here. There's a kind of a thin bone. Let's bring out the shape, and I'll just go to the draw and make sure it's on 85. So we're going to have less distortion. However, it's still in the perspective, but less distortion now. I'm gonna make sure it's aligned perfectly. Too much, but a little bit chin. There we go. Let's add a little bit jaw over here. Just keep adding the corners until satisfied. Tile looks big. Let's push it in. And always keep checking your perspective from every angle. Let's give a little bit rounded from over here. Looks fine to me. Okay, looks good. Alright, it's looking good. I guess now we can go further. I think I'll just adjust a little bit tail as well over here. There we go. And now we can go further. So we can do the zero mesh now, I guess, and I think it's ready for that. So since we have the body over here, so I'm going to first organize everything, start organizing and renaming all these names over here. so that everything is stay organized and cleaned. And then we can start working on the zero mesh, and we're going to do the zero meshing way. So let's do that. So let's increase the visible count over here, and let's bring it up. And if I come to this one, which is the tongue, and we have some gums over here in the body. So I'm going to just quickly rename that over here. So it's pretty easy. That, for example, you have the bodies, you have the eyes over here, and you can rename the eyes by clicking on this rename and just type it down, eyes, hit enter, and there we go. And you can go further. So these are the claws, and I'm going to do quickly rename over there, and then we will jump to the zero mesh. Alright, so see you in the next chapter.